Sorry, I got a little distracted. I was reading this Twitch update. There's an update to the nudity and attire policy. But I'm wearing clothes, so I don't think it applies to me. Okay, I'm gonna say that doesn't apply. Hi, it's me, Scott. The last stream, I was so sleepy. I could like barely stay awake, and it was a bad stream. But you know, sometimes streams are bad. Or is that? It's fine. It's fine. It was fine. Just getting through life. It's just showing up. You know, showing up's half the battle. 63% of the battle's just showing up. Hello, it's me, Scott, and we're gonna today. I've had some ideas, and been thinking about residency stuff because I continue to be, I suppose, despite all of the state of the world, that the technologist in residence at Museum Lab here in Pittsburgh. I just bumped the desk and jiggled the camera. That wasn't an earthquake. That was me. That was me doing this. Yes. So I'm the technologist in residence, I think the term is. And I really want to get a project going. But man, the world is in tough shape. I hope everybody is safe and at home and washing their hands and doing all the things they're supposed to be doing. I hope everybody with a small business applied for their payroll protection program loan because there's more money today apparently, although I don't really feel confident. Don't personally feel too confident about getting any for my small business, but hey. Oh man, I had a good wallpaper and then it just switched on me. Okay, well the first things first is let's pick a wallpaper because that's obviously the most critical part of the day. This one's not bad, but you know, buildings. I don't want to see, I've been indoors a lot. I just want to see some nature. I like the content of this. I mean, I like what's here. There's waterfalls, there's a rainbow, but there's also just a bunch of brown rock. I'm not crazy about that. Here's a city. I don't know this city. What city is this? I think this is another city. Did I screw up by saying landscape? Maybe we just have different opinions. I want like filter natural landscape. I don't know what to look for. I like this little church though. Is this like an Eastern Orthodox church? I don't know what that was. Greek Orthodox? Russian Orthodox? I don't actually know. This would be quite lovely if I went to that parking lot. Wow, that's crazy. Cool. Let's go with this. I'm not crazy out of these like out of airplane shots, but this one's got something to it. It's got like a misty softness that I like. Okay, what are we gonna do today? What I was thinking of just getting into a little bit, and hopefully this won't be a terribly long stream, is everybody's at home, right? And I want to make art with everybody. And so we did that silly drawing thing last week, but that's a little too, you know, that's very on the nose and a little dangerous because people could draw whatever nonsense they want. So I want to start a new thing. I want to start a new thing, I think. That new thing will be express-based, and that new thing will be called Mobile Dancer? I don't know. I don't know what it's called. Well, that's what it's called right now. Okay, so I just want to experiment a little with getting motion data from a phone. I want device orientation and device motion. Probably device orientation, really. Because if you're at home and you're looking at a screen, you've got a phone, and I wanted you to dance around and have that phone do something interesting. Like I've been thinking about that. And so there's annoying stuff like this is definitely annoying. So here's where I'm currently on this. And I think the answer is that I'm annoyed currently. Because I don't like the inconsistencies. I don't like the browser inconsistencies. Because that's dumb. And I don't like the like security inconsistencies. Because you have to request permission. And that's okay. So what I would actually like is some kind of polyfill that would just say, hey, do all this stuff for me. I considered using A-frame with no UI, just to get the data. In fact, I may use A-frame anyway. We want this. So device motion, device orientation. The thing that's a concern that's kind of crazy though. So that means Android devices can just straight up grab your orientation data without caring. So the thing about this is it starts to get real, makes me nervous because suddenly it's like, okay, there's platform inconsistencies. I don't have access to all devices. This is why I really prefer there being a polyfill. Like a polyfill meaning somebody, it doesn't even have to be a polyfill, I guess. It could just be a library, but a library that does all this stuff for you to get all that data. And there was a polyfill, it seems, for kind of this kind of stuff, but it... Oh, search everywhere. All of GitHub. Yeah, just a bunch of test things. I don't want tests. I want... Okay, well, let's just ignore that for now, and let's just try to get data going. Drachlin, hand draw my apology. Am I? Is that what I'm going to do? Drachlin, I'm sorry. I'm not exactly sorry, but I apologize for calling you arbitrary. It just came out of it just came out of my fingers. Yeah, I'll draw your drawing. I was thinking of to do first concepting streams to do some sketches to get my iPad plugged into this machine. We did that once before. It would be really easy if this was a Mac and we could use Sidecar. We had some kind of goofy iPad as a external display, but it didn't work very well. So I would probably just do HDMI out and then capture it with the capture device, maybe. But not right now. Not right now. We gotta do this. And this is a thing we're going to do. So we're going to make a... I don't like the way this defaults. It's just defaulted a little differently. I should start my own. I do this every time. So I should probably just write my own little starter template. The best part of this whole thing is every single time I forget how to do it. Like, kind of without question. Actually, can we steal the thing from the school project? How do I just show me in here? We're probably gonna we're probably gonna use socket.io in this as well. Maybe? How many times can I click the wrong button? 2, apparently, is the number for anyone counting. Okay, so we got sorry, I'm going to respond and tell someone. Sorry, no, rude. Using the phone, rude. Really is dumb when iPhone is like, hey, let me autocorrect this URL. Let me capitalize some arbitrary things in it. I know. I'm typing as fast as I can, which is not very fast on this trash machine. Why would you want to autocorrect URL? Why would you do that? This button. Is that me? That's me. That's probably me. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so we were doing what? We want to cut and paste this. And this will all be fine. This is just our weird echo thing, and that's okay for the moment. That's the wrong page, though. So that goes here. And then this index page, we need 2 pages. We need like what the mobile page is, and we need the output page. So let's just make those. And the mobile page, oh, that was supposed to go inside. Oh, good grief. Public mobile. Okay, public mobile. And it's just gonna have a button that's gonna say, give me permission. So it doesn't have a button. What did I do wrong? Could be anything. Could be everything. Oh well, that's right, because that's not going to be the mobile page. Probably. Mobile. So / mobile. Oh no, are we getting that? Oh no, what now? We didn't, yeah, we gotta do socket.io. Sure. That will probably help. Okay, 43,000. Mobile page. Doesn't seem to work. Hello? That is the root page. The mobile page has a get permission. Okie dokie. So we have a mobile page. We have a get permission button. We want a script, and that script is going to do document.get element by ID permission. Draclin. Hello, Draclin. Come in. Can you hear me? Can you try an alert? It should work. Bot made this appears to be working. Permission button dot add event listener. Click. You know, it's just one of those things you type 7 trillion times, but what is, I forgot what their like format. Whoa, Draclin, hello, hi. Alerted. Yes, alerts worked. I forgot the shortcut for the auto format. Format this file. What is it? Control Alt S. Control Alt S. Oh, it just really thinks that indent should be there. I disagree. Okay. Yeah, wait, why? No, we don't want that over there. Okay. Oh, but why does it, did that refresh me away from the page I was on? That'd be a little weird. Okay, do what? Down my permission button, add event listener, click. Oh yeah, this is an argument to this. Was it my fault all along? Probably. Oh, okay, that's how you want to format it. I don't like this though. I really don't like where it's, whenever I save it sends me to the home page. Maybe you just want to restart? Feels bad. What's the matter with you? Oh yeah, because you're nothing. ID. Draclin, how's your Monday? Are you busy this week? What's your week like? Yeah, look, okay, when I save this, it takes me to a page that I'm not on. And I think that is not cool. Doesn't that seem not cool? Busy-ish. So if I save here, why does it do that? I want it to not do that. Tell it to stop. Okay, so that's our permission request button, and now we got to do the whole thing. The whole one of these. In the end, if we go this route, I don't want to be the one responsible for this, because like supporting cross-device, cross-browser stuff is such a nightmare. So hopefully there will be a library that will do all the magic. This post has 7 hearts, but only 3 unicorns. So I don't really know what to think about that. Okay, we want device orientation first, probably. Right? And then that's going to do all the business. And then if this actually happens, this is where we would do it. This is where we would add. If our permission was granted. But console logs are no good. On mobile devices unless you go through the trouble to talk to them. So let's see. If we start waiting, and then we will get let's just get our things first and let I don't know, something like this. Got to start somewhere. So I'm going to go to a mobile device because this is not going to probably do anything here. Like it's going to, good grief, don't do this. Don't do this to me. Get element by ID is not defined. Oh yeah, because it's document dot. I got like halfway through the idea I was going to do and I didn't do the idea. Okay. Oh, it's like inner text. Right. We'll get there. We'll get there. Inner HTML. I'm using that programming strategy of doing everything wrong first and then figuring it out all by process of elimination. Okay, yeah, we asked for the permission. Problem is, like, how do you even know if it is a available thing? There's got to be some other kind of oh, what do you call that thing? Like a capabilities check. Modernizer, is that the thing that people used to use? That's what you used to do it. Okay, well, let's try it on my cellular telephone. So if I go to mobile dancer.glitch.me /mobile, and I get the tiniest button I've ever seen. And I pushed get permission, and definitely nothing happened, which is great. That's annoying. So I'd have to set up remote debugging. Error. This is very exciting, I know. Let's actually make sure this works. Permission not required, it says. Which kind of makes sense. It's not capable, so why would you need permission? Push that, getting permission. So I'm not getting the dialogue. So we're getting to getting permission. Let's see if we get here. It's kind of a weird way to do this. I don't. The look of it doesn't look so hot, I'll say. So request is required. So we did get here, but we got to neither of these two states. So this call, I seemingly didn't get error. So we need like a got permission state. Permission state. I mean, I definitely understand the desire to keep that kind of motion data private. But otherwise, okay, my permission state is denied. That's a little weird, right? I'm pretty sure I had done this. So let's I'd gone to A-frame, and Mesa website requires access to your sensors, would like to access motion and orientation, and I say yes, and then I get there. So it works on my device, and it works in this browser. So it seems like I'm doing something not correct. Why would I be denied? Is it mad because I didn't do HTTPS? That seems possible. I would maybe believe that. I got permission. Okay, cool. I know that's not very exciting. It's on the phone. But basically, I have permission now to get the motion data from here. So the device orientation event let's just send that event to the server. So let's borrow a few things from our drawing land. One of them that I really want is the I thought we did that here. One of the thing that makes your view good, that on mobile makes the view not tiny. It's like device width equals 1 or whatever. I don't remember what it is. I didn't mean to do a new thing. I meant to do a switch project. We just did it. Was it in? Is it here? This stuff. Let's just borrow that and put it up here. No. Let's keep making lots of mistakes. Developing in a browser, a little bit weird. I will say that. Okay, so that'll make that button a little less tiny. And then if we go over here, I can refresh. Okay, this is very exciting. I have a button. You can't read this. You can't read this in a million years. Maybe you can. Get permission. Waiting. Can you? Get permission. Oh, I pushed the wrong thing. Oh no. Okay, get permission. Permission granted. Granted. I've granted the permission. So good. Okay. Now let's just get that data off my phone and out of my dreams and into my car. So how do we want to do that? We want to do the thing just like on our friend the party dancer. Midnight Scandalous Bird. I don't think we need you. I think you were a mistake. That's a cool name. Midnight Scandalous Bird. Cool name. But not the name we wanted. So we do want socket.io. And we want to do... Quit it. We want to do this. Mostly. We don't actually want P5 right this second. So on the mobile side... Okay, if we do this business, and then we just want to start... Actually, we don't want this in here. That'd be outrageous. Okay, let's put it in here. Okay, so we'll have two. We won't even worry about the case, like the Android case right now. So let's do a socket.emit, and let's just like relay this event so it looks like it happened wherever it happened. We will just send this event verbatim through socket.io. And then on the server side, yeah, let's do this. We're going to log the data as it comes through. Is that a terrible idea? Maybe. Mobile specific development is not my favorite. I will say that. Okay. I'm not seeing data spewing everywhere. Oh, because we said socket on data, and we want device orientation, not data. No, event. Wait, okay, wait. Let's just leave this as data and leave this as data and run this. We could certainly do a much better job of this whole business, but I actually don't want to do this business. I feel confident somebody must have written this somewhere, like somebody who maintains and cares about this working right. Device orientation. I guess while we're in here, let's just make sure we're actually getting some. So if we do like an event.alpha, let's see if we actually get alpha in our. Yeah, okay. That looks like alpha data. You can't see this. You can't. It's spewing data. Okay, so that seems good. And then we're going to do a socket.emit. Okay, well, we're connected to the wrong URL. So that's maybe one of our problems. Okay. We're getting data here. Socket. How do we know when a socket's connected? Did we do that here? I feel like I just did that somewhere, where I wanted to know. Connected. Okay, that's not useful. Socket connected. Socket on connect. We want this. So after we do this, friend, let's stick it in our little tiny. Here, this is the wrong project. Don't put it there. Let's put it in the right project, and let's say. let's just make sure that on mobile, and we could, I probably should have thought of that before I started the stream. There are certainly ways to set up remote debugging. In fact, with Chrome, it's not that bad. I think you can do it without needing to be plugged in. Maybe we can do it on Edge. Is there Edge? There's not mobile Edge, is there? I would kind of expect it to work with Chrome to Edge, though. You know, like if I did it in Chrome on this machine. Okay. That's weird formatting choices. Okay, great. I like doing real development. Not that this is super real development, but doing like semi-real development. Okay. Mobile dance glitch me. Oh, it's mobile dancer. Obviously. Okay, we got a client connection. So now we hopefully get client connected over here. This will hopefully all kind of make sense very soon. Okay, look at all this. Except for some reason I'm just getting a is trusted is true. That's good. I'm glad I'm trusted. That makes me feel good. We got a lot of those. So what? That's a little weird, right? What's that mean? What did I actually log? We logged the event inside. Yeah, we sent the whole event. We probably just need to build our own packet. Okay, yeah, there's event alpha. Okay, so that's terrific. Of course, if we really were doing this, we would say like, make sure that the data goes where the data should go. In terms of like, on the mobile side, I only want it to go to the paired desktop side. But I don't actually care right this second about that. I do want to know more about this device orientation event. So alpha, it appears that alpha is like this on the z-axis. Gamma is y-axis, left to right. And beta is x-axis. I think that's what they're trying to say. I feel like they could have just said what I just said and it would have been more clear, but hey. Okay, so let's do like, we'll make a little data event.alpha equals, no. Alpha equals events.alpha. Gamma equals event dot. Why do they do them in this order also? And why is alpha the Z? Okay, whatever. Whatever. We don't have to keep these like this. Also, those should not be. Okay, now I should get a packet over here that looks like that. I'm gonna break. Is it mad because I've logged too much? Yeah, we're sending the wrong thing. That's why. Send this. Send this instead. Okay. So yep, getting all those packets. That's great. Now we want to just have those come to us on this front page. So I think we're already doing that. This is a lot of data. We should like also have some kind of timer that we only send it at a certain refresh rate instead of as fast as it can go, which is probably a pretty high frequency. But okay, we are going to broadcast. Let's just broadcast everybody right now. This shouldn't come back to the place that emitted it anyway. So what do we need from here? We want kind of this. We don't care about the status div, really. We can console log. What are you angry about? Okay, we got a socket. That's great. And then socket on whatever. What is it? Device something something? Device motion, device orientation, device. Yeah, you. Okay, so device orientation. This is our device orientation data. And for now, let's just console.log that data. And now you'll actually be able to see something maybe. Try to pixel on. Wait, why does this one go to the wrong page? When I save this page, it takes me to... What? Oh, no, it doesn't. It's the right page. We just don't care about this. Right. Okay, and now if I go here... What happens? We get a lot of stuff. All the data's coming in here. Okay, so how do we want to do this? I don't really want to get into WebGL stuff. Can P5 do WebGL-ish kind of stuff? Are there cubes? What's it called? A box? 3D primitives box. Okay, so if we wanted to... Bad Panda, how's it going? I know, I should be used... 3JS is the right answer. Probably the right answer. The right answer may be A-frame on top of 3JS, but for this minute right here, just because it will be a couple lines of code, I'm gonna do P5, because it just won't take any time. And then when we actually want to make something that looks like something, we can P5 it. I mean 3JS it. But 5 is more than 3, so that's probably better. I don't know why I didn't just copy and paste this. Why did I just type this? Unclear. Okay, we just want to get this. That's great, great. So here's the thing, though. I mean, like, we have an orientation. Is that like Euler angles? So it's relative to the Earth. Well, that's kind of cool. So we have like an Earth relative. Cool. But are the what is this? What is this? Wheeler? How am I gonna take this? Oh, it doesn't matter because I'm gonna do it every single frame, right? I do, but you know, the word 3 is written out in 3JS, and I tend to take things more seriously when numbers are written out because you're supposed to, any number 1 through 10, you're supposed to always write out. So maybe I should take P5 less seriously. This, I feel like we're gonna, maybe this works because it's just every frame. No, wait, doesn't this put us in some weird gimbal lock? Like, is there an order? I don't know, man. I'm bad at quaternions. I'm bad at 3D orientation in space in general, but rotation order matters, right? Don't I have to apply these in a certain order? Which I would normally assume to be XYZ, but who knows? Okay, I don't know exactly what I ask here. Like if I'm gonna apply this to a 3D object, normally you care about the order, and you normally, like XYZ is to me the order you would apply these in. But I feel like I'm forgetting some important thing. Like I want to match something to this rotation. Right? You gotta switch to Google. Oh no. Sure. I mean, this is showing it, they're showing alpha, then beta, then gamma, which would be ZXY. Okay. Euler angles. And it does not match roll, pitch, yaw. I mean, we can maybe also like experiment a little, figure this out, but this to me looks like ZXY. So alpha was Z, gamma, right? Right? I spent, was it last year? Maybe it was last, I think it was the year before last. I spent like, I hit a time in my life where I said, okay, it's time for me to understand quaternions. It's like, it's time. And so I watched a bunch of videos. I did all kinds of like little tests and little, and I think I got it where I like basically understand it. Oh, we got to set our data equal to that data. But still, it still continues to be a thing that like plagues me. Okay, that was wild. I guess that's another problem. Is like one of these in degrees and one of them's in radians. My phone flat facing up. So rotating my phone. Yeah, do you want degrees? What do you want? Oops. You want degrees. What do you want? P5 tends to use radians, right? Rotate X. Good grief. Rotate X. Angle mode. Lacey, hello. How are you? What is the title of the stream? Mobile motion data in a browser? That one? Is that supposed to be the title, but it might be wrong. Mobile motion data? It's very alliterative. We're trying to set this angle mode. Okay, so maybe that seems better. Okay, so rotating my phone like this should be the Z-axis. And that looks weird to me because that looks like it's rotating around the X-axis. This should be the X-axis. What did I do? Oh, I did X twice. That would explain my problem. Okay, that's a Z. Residency randomness. Well, yeah, you know, I feel like I'm not to real residency yet. So this is just residency randomness. So this is my Earth relative. Adorable. Okay, so that's Z. That seems right to me. Okay, apparently the Earth is aligned this way. And then that's supposed to be X, and that seems right to me. And this should be Y, and that seems right to me. Right? Maybe not. I think actually, well, it's from facing up from the ground. Also, it really doesn't help when my phone goes to sleep. Okay, but now, as you can see, this little cube up here is being controlled remotely from the IMU data on my phone, which is nice. And that's gyroscope data, not accelerometer data. So you get real orientation in space. So your phone uses that for all kinds of stuff. These phones have really cool, let's just look. IMU sensor. The iPhones. Yeah, it's like their M1 unit or whatever. Maybe it's not called the M1 anymore. I don't know what to look for. Because it's more than just the IMU, I think. But like, anyway, so Apple, what do they call theirs? Apple Motion Chip. M7? No, it's got to be way newer than that, right? Yeah, because that's with the 5S. I don't even know what we're on anymore. Anyway, these motion processors, these motion coprocessors handle all kinds of stuff. Yeah, so this has like accelerometers to detect speed, gyroscopes to detect orientation, and compasses to detect that. Why doesn't it work when you go to that page on your phone? It should. Okay, what kind of phone do you have? This is a great test. Do you have an Android phone or an Apple phone? You want to take control of my cube? Bad Panda? iPhone 5S. You're probably... So, can that run iOS 13 or are you still on iOS 12? Ooh, the new SE. I wish that... Oh man, the SE breaks my heart. I love... This phone, I hate it. It's so huge. It's an iPhone 11 and it's too big. To get a smaller phone than this, I would have had to pay $300 extra to get an iPhone 11 Pro, which was not worth it. Or get the iPhone 8, which I didn't want, or the iPhone SE, the previous iPhone SE. The new iPhone SE, I want so badly for it to be the size that it is. Really, I want it to be the size of your original SE, but to have the full screen and Face ID and all of that stuff. I know that's maybe not reasonable. I don't want giant phones. Okay, in iOS 12, they hadn't added that permission check yet. So what do you get? What does your status message say when you press the button? Do you get permission not required, or do you get error? Because they changed the rules from 12 to 13. Oh, did you go to /mobile? Is it totally broken when you go? mobiledancer.glitch.me/mobile. Bitrate's chugging a little bit. Sorry if the stream is going a little crazy. I'm so excited for you to take control of my cube. We gotta make this happen, but I think I have to add some more logic here. Permission not required. Okay, I didn't actually support that yet, but you'll be a good reason to do it. So, now we want to call, we'll just make something a start sensor, and then oops. Okay. So this is probably gonna do something weird here because there's no IMU. Okay. I don't know, I have a pipe there for some inexplicable reason. Okay. Try now? Maybe? I wonder if that came back with an error. Oh, let me go back to the cube. Seemingly broke something here. Okay, let me make sure it still works for me. It does work for me. Let's make this tiny window a little bigger. We have a nice 640 by 640 window. Nice. It's not a power of 2, but it's a power of 2 times 10, so we'll tolerate it. What's going on with my bitrate? I don't know. I don't know what's happening. Okay, so we can make our box a little bigger. Why does this small woman raise her hand when I do stuff sometimes? Yeah, what do you want? How can I help you? Ask the community for help. I think I'm okay. You can do that anytime I highlight anything? I don't have a non-iOS 13 device here. so I can't really test it. I'm on the edge of my seat here, Bad Panda. Is it gonna work? Okay, well, yeah, it should say permission not required, but then it should do the start sensor. Permission not required, and then it should call start sensor, and then it should do the exact same thing. You know, there is a thing on iOS 12. You may or may not have this on. iOS 12. Good grief. There's a in iOS 12 in your Safari settings. This may or may not be on. Yeah, it's this motion and orientation access. Let me throw this in the chat. You know, something that's sad is in the era of solid state, the era before solid state drives, when Apple laptops had mechanical hard drives, they all had IMUs in them. So that, or they at least had accelerometers. Maybe they never had a full IMU. But they had accelerometers in them so that if you dropped them, they could like seize up, like stop the hard drive to help prevent damage, which was pretty cool. But it also meant you used to be able to do at least accelerometer stuff on an Apple laptop. But I don't think you do that anymore. iPads, I believe, have the full M whatever chip. I don't know what chip we're on now. I'm gonna get an iPad. Excuse me, I'll be back in one moment. Hi, it's me, I'm back. Okay, we got a box here. Still no luck, Bad Panda? It could be my code is bad, but it's a little hard for me to test. Maybe things were different in iOS 12, and I'm doing it in a way that doesn't work in iOS 12. Let's try mobile dancer. You should, no, if you click that page, yeah, like, you can't see this. This is ridiculous. So I went here on my iPad, and I clicked, oops, I'll show you. Oh no, suddenly everything's falling apart. Oh no, I denied myself. I probably have to go delete data now. Let's try this, and maybe Chrome. I don't have Chrome on here. Do I have Firefox on here? So I clicked get permission, and then it will pop up and ask me, like, hey, do you want permission? Actually, if you have, no, it's not supposed to redirect. It actually sends data from the mobile page. And you'll see, when you see the box move, you'll see the box move on my screen, on the stream. I want you to control it from your phone to me. Well, that prompt, I don't think you'll get that prompt in iOS 12. In iOS 12, you have to go do it here, check this checkbox, or maybe try a different browser, like maybe Firefox or Chrome. Chrome uses the system version of WebKit. It might have to be Firefox. I'm using Firefox Focus right here. But once I do that and have the permission granted, after I do get permission and get permission is granted, I'm just spitting out the alpha value. So see, you'll just, under the permission button, start getting numerical data. And then that numerical data is being broadcast to me over here. And I can do a nice cube dance. Except the cube is Z up. He's very happy. Except right now it would be not good because there's only one cube, you know. There's only one cube in the world, so as soon as you start broadcasting, like if I take my phone, refresh, and get permission. Oh, is my phone, is this freaking out? Yeah, because my iPad's going too. Okay, go to sleep, iPad. Okay, now just the phone is in charge. Also, I'm realizing this is probably an insane amount of data to send over the internet to me. But that's okay. Okay, so maybe the Safari thing will work now? Maybe? If you go to... So it was turned off. Thank you for helping me test this, Bad Panda. Appreciate that. Okay, then I won't touch anything. I'll just leave this page up. Well, it shouldn't ask you. On 12, it shouldn't ask you. It should just do it. It should just, after it says, should say permission not required, and then it should just automatically do the start sensor. But it could be, there could be something wrong with this code. I mean, it's the same code that I'm using, but it might not work on Safari 12 for whatever reason. I mean, it's literally the same code. So what I would hope you would see is you would push the get permission, and then it would say permission not required, but then it would almost immediately start just filling it with data. Like filling that field with data. Perm not required. Okay, so it's either broken. It's probably broken then, unfortunately. Like it may just not work in Safari, that version of Safari, and without being able to test it. This add event was our device orientation. I don't really see, nothing is like hyper suspicious that would break. Starting sensor. So now you should see it say it just breaks for me because this doesn't, I mean, in a browser, it's not going to do anything. I wonder if you do it now, if it'll say starting sensor, but it's really hard to know what exactly is breaking. I'm going to start adding a little bit of logic to... Gosh, this is kind of a hassle. It says starting sensor, so we're at least getting to the subscription. So what? Why wouldn't that work on Safari? I just saw a client connected. I think that was you. Okay, let's try a few things. Let's and then we'll just say, so at least catch, if this doesn't support device orientation event, we'll say device orientation not supported in this browser. What did I do? Well, that would help if I would close that. Okay, and then this whole thing that we do, when there is an event, we want to... Really, we should check before we even show the button. This is the kind of thing I don't want to write. This is why I wish there was just a polyfill that would do this. Because really, we want to say, like, if you get to this web page and there's no... Like, you arrive at this web page, and this is not supported, then we want to like hide the permission button. Display equals none. Oh, you got it? HTTPS. Oh my gosh. Is that you? Wait. Is that you controlling the box? I'm sorry, I should have told you it requires HTTPS, of course. Oh man, Bad Panda, you're in full control of my box. That's cool. That seems pretty smooth. I'm getting smooth data. That's a lot of data. How very exciting. Are you excited that you have... I should have made it where we could both have a box. Oh yeah, let me just saturate your Wi-Fi with a bunch of position data. I don't know what the frequency is. I would guess it's 60 hertz. So 60 frames a second of position data. Maybe it's a lower refresh rate than that. But that looks pretty smooth. Okay, so, okay. Thank you. I appreciate your what's the word I want? Your perseverance. That you tried it repeatedly. That's great. Cool. So let's go through. Let's try to add. So here's the thing about the particular sensors that we have available to us, right? We have a gyroscope, and that's what we're using now. It's giving us orientation, and I think it works. I think it works in conjunction with the compass to give us the Earth relative orientation that it gives us. I might be wrong about that, but I think that's how it works. So that's cool, and it seems to be pretty accurate, and it seems to do what we want. I don't like the coordinate system it uses, but these are all solvable problems with some math, some quaternion math. The most, yeah, just throw your phone. It stopped for a minute. I thought you broke your phone. You threw it out the window. Slight problem. I guess it's okay. You can break that phone now, right? You got a new phone on the way. Okay, so that is awesome. So this is the gyroscope, and that's great. The thing where this breaks down a little bit and isn't as good as some other situations for tracking a device in space is we only have an accelerometer. We don't have anything that gives us like world truth. We have a GPS, that gives us like... Draclin, you dropped your phone in the toilet. Did you flush it? Did it go clockwise or counterclockwise? Are you in Australia? Dude, the toilets in Arizona go clockwise or counterclockwise. You know that's a myth, sadly. It went both? Wow. You need to call a plumber. Okay, here's what I want to say. I got distracted twice. Orientation data we can get with pretty high degree of confidence. This, right? Like how this thing is oriented in space. We can get acceleration data. Like if I drop it, we know we're accelerating along a certain axis, or if I go like this or this or this or this. That's all good. We can do some interesting things with acceleration data. The thing we can't do is know that my phone is over here, or over here, or here, or here, or directly in front of my face, or right here, like, or on the floor, or on the desk. Like, we can't know. We can't know where the phone is in space. Unfortunately, we can know its orientation in space. We can't know its position in the space. Even if we did some calibration step where we're like, hey, put your phone on the floor in the middle, and we'll calibrate it. That still doesn't matter that much because we only have an accelerometer, and it's like, it just knows about acceleration, right? So it would be hard. You can make some assumptions about acceleration before they break down. You know, like you can look at the accelerometer and know, well, I'm accelerating this way or I'm accelerating this way, and make some, you can extrapolate to some degree a position from that, but it doesn't hold up very long, and it's not very reliable. It's weird, but you know, intuitively it seems like you should be able to. It's like, oh, if I know the starting point of something and I know precisely its accelerations in all directions, you might think like, oh, I can know something about that. Dead Reckoning, yep, that's what I want. But it breaks down, right? Like for example, if you accelerate to a speed, like if I'm holding my phone and I start running and I hit exactly 3 miles per hour, and then I very consistently maintain 3 miles per hour, I could run 20 miles away and the phone would know nothing about it because there was no new acceleration. That's a weird example because of course I'd be bouncing up and down or whatever. But in practice, you only know about acceleration, not movement at a fixed speed, velocity. You don't have velocity. So you can do a little bit of dead reckoning and make some assumptions about it. But what we can't do with this is I can't sit here and look at my screen and move my phone around and have it perfectly tracked. To do that, the two common ways that that's done, and that's how VR controllers work, is either some kind of inside-out tracking or some kind of outside-in tracking. Outside-in tracking, meaning there's some cameras that are looking at you, and then this is maybe spitting off IR or has special markers on it, like the PlayStation Move controllers has big glowing ping pong balls on top. And so it's outside in, the PlayStation camera is looking at those ping pong balls moving around, and based on the radius of the ping pong balls, making assumptions about where, how near or far it is. And that works okay. Things like the first Oculus Rift and the first Vives, I think Vives are still like this, do outside in where they would have, oh, that's not, well, they're actually backwards. It's a little weird. Well, let's stick with the Rift. Rift has two cameras, and then you have devices that are spewing IR everywhere, right? The inverse of that kind of is the Vive, which is spewing IR at you, and you're sensing that IR. The way the Quest works and the way the Rift S works is that there's cameras here, and those cameras are looking at the world and doing something like SLAM, like something to look at the world and figure out like, hey, where am I in the world? How am I oriented the world based on like real imagery of the world and on IR that your controllers are spitting out. We don't have any of that stuff with a phone. Like, I could, for example, shine my flashlight at this camera and then know a little bit of information about where it was, like just based on the hotspot, and I'd have to calibrate it, and that would work okay. for YZ, like a hot blob detection. MC for XY, not for Z. I was thinking of Z. The phone thinks Z is this way. So that would be XZ, I guess. Or I could put a pattern on my screen, or like a QR code on my screen or something like that. But it's not great. So if we want to do something like I can dance around and have my cube dance with me, we'd have to make a lot of assumptions about what was going on with the phone. So I like that idea, and like that's kind of what I've been thinking about, doing something like that for the residency. Everybody whips out their phone at home, does a silly dance, and we go from there. An iBeacon, like NFC. Wait, iBeacon? Yeah, so that's like NFC stuff, right? Do they say NFC? I mean, it's how is this different than NFC? Okay, 20 centimeters. iBeacons have higher range. You know, I don't know. Like, I know with NFC you wouldn't have that accuracy. I don't know if Apple's technology, you can know. I don't know that you have. I think you have distance. I think you can do distance and no proximity, but I don't know that you can do orientation. I might be wrong about that though. Like if you had 3 beacons, you could triangulate. Oh man, dance church. Yeah, I know. I want to do a crazy dance church thing. Yes. Are you gonna do dance church, Jacqueline? I didn't see you there last time. So I may be totally wrong about this, but my understanding is that this will give you pretty accurate proximity. So I know how far these points are, but I don't know like if I'm here or here or here, unless I'm like walking closer, like playing a hot and cold game, or unless I have 3 of them to do triangulation. I might be totally wrong about that. I will say. So ranging. And even still, I don't know enough about this tech, but I don't know. What are you talking about? Dance church is a great name. I love churches. Why do you? Churches are beautiful. Let's look at beautiful churches. Beautiful. Mesmerizing photos of the world's most beautiful churches. Ah, beautiful. Look at that. I might call these cathedrals, personally. Beautiful. Beautiful. Love it. Love it. Okay. So I may be wrong. Right, you could have beacons all over your body. So you can certainly, I guess the conclusion here is that these are solvable problems with more tech, like more technology. If you have something else outside of your phone, you can make it happen. But then you suddenly have to have something else outside of your phone. And it's not as easy at home anymore. I have done I've done this a little bit. It actually worked okay. So we remember when we were doing QR code stuff last week. You can use QR codes for augmented reality, right? So I can have a QR code and I can look at the pattern and I can see a dragon on my phone. And my phone will very accurately, based on the code, the QR code, very accurately keep that dragon positioned in space, right? So it's very good at knowing where this thing is in space. But the inverse works too. So if I put that dragon pattern down and then look at it in my phone, I suddenly have a world relative point of truth, right? So that's what we're missing here, is like world truth. You know what can do that on a phone, but kind of doesn't make a lot of sense to me. ARKit does skeletal tracking now, which is crazy. But the issue is you're looking at your phone has to be looking at you. Like you'd have to put your phone down and you would go dance in front of it, but you wouldn't be able to see what was going on. And I think it would, I believe, I may be wrong on this, but I'm gonna guess it only works well on the rear camera. We may have to do this on a stream because I'm so curious about this. It seems to work well. Skeletal tracking is a weird one. There are... Is this the list of the... Yeah, cover the entire world in iBeacons. You know what's funny about that, actually? Google kind of has. And when... not everybody knows this. Maybe everybody knows this. When the Google Street View car went around and took pictures of everywhere on Earth, and Apple did it too, they didn't only take photos with their GPS coordinates. They also took very precise Wi-Fi access point readings. So when they were going down the street, they're taking photos. That gets logged with the GPS data at that moment, the orientation of the camera. Very, very good. They also just sample everybody's Wi-Fi and all the Wi-Fi data that's around. So one of the reasons that sometimes on mobile devices, it'll tell you like, hey, your GPS would be more accurate if you would turn on Wi-Fi. It's because it uses that Wi-Fi data to supplement the GPS data. And that works with triangulation. So if I just know if there's 3 Wi-Fi access points and I drove my car all around, I'm Google and I drove my car around, and I was able to monitor the relative strengths of those access points as I drove by, I can start to use those access points to triangulate. That also means that you can do, if there's access points around you, you can do basically GPS positioning without a GPS. So for your laptop or whatever, like your iPad or something, I don't think there's a GPS in the iPad, is there? There might be actually. But in a device that had no GPS, you can still get GPS-like functionality based on Wi-Fi access point triangulation, which is pretty crazy. I'm pretty into it. I don't know if I want an avatar. I want maybe like particles of light or something. Maybe TikTok could add it. So actually, speaking of TikTok, or maybe actually speaking of, what's the Facebook one? Lens Studio is Snapchat. Facebook has one too for Instagram, where they have amazing facial tracking. So that's another thing here, is if I don't know, like if I want to know things about your body, I can know stuff about your phone. But if I knew your phone was in your hand and I was tracking your face, I could kind of know where your phone, does this make sense? Like if I knew where your face was in an accurate way, I could kind of know where the phone was as long as the phone was pointing at your face. So while you were dancing and doing a ridiculous thing and looking at yourself, I could at least see. That only works where your face is in view. Okay, but wait. Actually, I got distracted again for the 7 trillionth time. I saw a list. So ARKit. Okay, skeletal tracking. Let's take a step back. Let's talk a little bit about skeletal tracking. Wait. Oh, thanks for the follow, Bad Panda. Also, thanks for showing me that my my browser works. My alert works, because it seems like it wasn't working last week. Okay, so I gotta undistract myself a little bit. Okay, step back a minute. Let's talk about skeletal tracking for a moment. Like 10 years ago-ish, the Connect One. Oh, awesome. Thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you for your help. I hope you enjoy your new phone. Hope to see you again soon. Okay. Like 10 years ago, we had the first Connect, and it used that PrimeSense stuff, and it could do some skeletal tracking, and it was mostly terrible. Like it never felt very good. And there's been various Connects over the years. 7-ish years ago, the Xbox One came out and it shipped with a Connect, and then they stopped shipping with a Connect. And it kind of seems like Apple stopped caring about the Kinect, but some people still do because it's like the way you track skeletons, right? So I would say most projects that I've seen that require knowing about a human body from the outside without any sensors on the body or anything like that, that are camera-based, we're still using Kinects even as recently as the last couple of years. And I never liked them. I never liked Kinects. I was on the record 10 years ago about not liking them, and I feel like I don't know what record I'm talking about. Then in the last few years, there's been more like machine learning versions, like there was some. I played with tracking. I don't think it does skeletal though. Facial tracking, maybe. What trackers does this have? Color tracker. Okay, great. Web page. Cool. Color tracker, and then the web page. Okay, object tracker. Custom tracker. Feature detection. Wait, are we in kernels, utilities? Yeah. No skeleton there. There was somebody did a like AI-based skeletal tracking. Wow, does Lens Studio do skeletal? That'd be pretty cool. Man, somebody had a like machine learning. Cubemos is one I want to talk about. This was just a few years ago. What the heck were you called? I don't remember. Anyone remember anything? Anyway, it was some other kind of, yeah, it was some kind of TensorFlow skeletal, right? Tensor. We may never find it. Maybe this is what I'm thinking of. I really thought there was some other. Anyway, there was a machine learning based thing where it looked at images and it tried to figure out like, that looks like a human. What's the orientation of that human? I cannot remember what it was called. It seems like there's a lot now though. Anyway, so there was that approach that was like purely just like show me an image, just an image from a camera, and try to figure out it was pose. Maybe they just called it pose detection. And maybe it was slow. Pose estimation, browser TensorFlow. PoseNet, maybe this thing I'm thinking of. Okay, so suffice to say, you don't need to connect here. You didn't need the specialized hardware. So it seemed like this was going to be a thing, and then it kind of didn't become a thing. And maybe because it's not very good or it's too slow or whatever. Like, I don't know exactly why this didn't really catch on. But then now you have ARKit, and you have Apple doing that with not just cameras though, because they've got 2 cameras, or they've got the new iPad Pro with LiDAR, and presumably no phones are going to have LiDAR. So there's way more information coming in, and with that additional information and faster processors, you can make better judgments based on the computer vision data. Again, like expanding the definition of computer vision not to just be a camera, but to like other data. The thing I'm interested in though, well, I'm interested in a couple things. So one of them was, this is very cute. Yeah, this would almost be good. Almost be good. So this is Lens Studio and Snapchat, but there's no network connectivity. What is the Facebook? I can't remember what it's called. I can't spell. So Snapchat lenses, gosh, what are the things called? Spark AR. Okay, so Facebook has this, Spark AR. I don't know if you can do any skeletal in Spark AR. That'd be kind of cool. Spark AR skeletal. I don't know if Spark AR does body segmentation with Spark AR Studio. No, that's like masking. Right? She looked angry about that. So skeletal. So let's just start making some notes here. Let's just cram it in here. Just thinking in terms of like tracking a person's body. We'll do a more formal brainstorming stream at some point, but let's just do. So like, Snapchat lenses obviously have some version of that, right? Like, it looks a little laggy and slow. Maybe that's on purpose. You got to be mid-range from the camera. Skeletal. Okay, there's a shoulder template and a skeletal. Okay, but these are a little far.
Hi there.
Shoulders, wrists, and elbows, it looks like. The performance did not look tremendously great, though, right? Like, for slow movements, it seems okay. And maybe that's fine. Maybe that's good enough. But here is the problem. So what did we decide we can actually do? That was shoulders, wrists, elbows. Here's the reason that Lens Studio is a deal breaker, though. I'm almost certain there's no network support. So I can't get that data out, which is, that's probably for the best. And I may be mistaken about that, but I believe that is true. I believe there is no way with these Snapchat lenses to send data out to the world. I really like it if I was wrong about that. There's Spark AR. That's the Facebook solution. I think it only tracks face. There's a hand tracker. Not a very good example. So we just have our friend here, and then it doesn't actually show us the result of anything. I want to know like all the trackers that are available. Please. I really don't like that I can't see this documentation. Okay, tracking people in places. We can do faces and hands. We can do target tracking. We can do segmentation. Yeah, I think we can track faces and hands. And I think that's all. Both of those could also track different markers. Okay, here's the thing though. I think Spark AR does let you send data out. I'm not 100% sure about this, but there is network support, I believe. Okay, AR Core, I don't believe has skeletal tracking, but I could be completely wrong with about that. That's what we want. We want to track a person. I don't know that it can. I don't know that AR Core does any human detection. Maybe it does. Faces? Augmented faces? Okay. AR Core can do faces. But that's not enough. I mean, so can we do like AR Foundation skeleton? Okay, so starting with iOS 13 with an A12 Bionic chip. Wow. Like, this is the coolest. ARKit. You just track a person. And that's pretty dang awesome, but then you need to release an application, which is always annoying. I would really prefer not to. And it's only going to run on those devices. And just while we're at it, this is another thing I'm interested in for like on site. Is this the right one? Yeah, CubeMOS. Requires a RealSense camera, but it's cool. And it seems pretty good. Don't. You're gonna play a YouTube video and not let me mute it? Good grief. This is an outrage. These are very noisy skeletons. I mean, it's tracking a lot, which is pretty good. Another dumb thing about ARKit is that it only works with on iOS devices, so you can't use it. As far as I know, you can't use it on a Mac. Which, if you had a better camera, I don't really see a reason why you shouldn't be able to. If you had a RealSense camera, but Apple doesn't care. Apple doesn't care about Macs. And you don't want to use an iOS device in installation, but I just want to find these demos. So that was ARKit. It was like a GitHub of a bunch of demos. Once upon a time, I found a whole list of... Wasn't that one, though. Really just like a GitHub page with a bunch of GIFs. But it was handy. This guy. Okay. So, facial tracking with masks. This is a very good tracking. People occlusion, which is awesome. What if this is the front-facing camera? That would be impressive. This is more people occlusion, which is cool. Some body tracking with some flames. Okay. And QB tracking. What camera are you using, friend? I wonder. Or maybe that's just like some debug view. Like, in some ways, this is what I would be most excited about because it's like, man, I can know all about what your body's doing just from your camera, just from your mobile phone, but it's got to be an iPhone. It's got to be a very new iPhone, which is really limits availability to everybody. Not the greatest. Okay, I need to take a short break, and I'll be back in a moment. Please excuse me. Hello, hi, it's me, I'm back. Okay, what did we decide? We didn't decide anything. We decided that right now, late April 2020, there's like no perfect way to just accurately track somebody's body. I kind of like that. I kind of want one of these though. Five people in a scene. What a weird, strange marketing choices. I mean, this has nothing to do with real life, but okay. These are my friends. Those are their bones. Or rather, those are their joints. Does a pretty good job with the hips, which is tricky. That didn't last very long. Do want a RealSense camera just because it seems like there's cool stuff to be done, but that was just a month ago. D435. That we need? Wait, what was it? Body scanning with LiDAR. Is this the latest? There's so little. It's adorable. Look how tiny that is. Very cheap tripod for an expensive camera, but okay. That's a weird choice. So that piece is just lost forever? Why would you do that? Wait, why would you do that? Why would you have a piece that has to come off to plug it in? Where do you put that piece then? What? Intel makes a lot of weird choices. And often bad choices. I'm sure there's a reason for that, but what a weird thing. Look how tiny that camera is, though. Ah, field appeal. Cool laptop. So that's a D40 RealSense D435. That's not what I searched for. That's 415. Hello? Where are all these windows? Yeah, the ARKit stuff is cool. The ARKit stuff is cool. The AR core stuff, not as cool. It's just your head. Could be funny though. I can imagine doing some stuff with that, but in general, I mean, maybe dancing with your face is better. It's a little funnier. It's a little weirder, maybe. I don't know. I don't think about that. Does RealSense do facial? Well, facial tracking is a whole nother thing. We can. Those problems are solved elsewhere. So here, what a weird choice. Why would you close the one place the thing can plug in? Like even if it's okay, so it's for productization too, but even if it's productized, why do you have a USB 3 cap? Like what's purpose does that serve other than to just get lost? This is the PCB and components, by the way. Let's do a PCB stream one day. Let's play with fritzing. I've been doing a lot of fritzing lately. I'm not the best at it, but I'm not the best at it. That's it. That's the end of that sentence. That's not a bad price. I thought this was much more expensive. That's pretty dang awesome. Just don't trust Intel very much with like kind of anything. Maybe processors and NUCs, but like LiDAR camera. What does the eye mean? What does the eye mean? The I is for IMU. Inertial measurement unit is IMU. I think I said it incorrectly earlier. I kind of want one of these. I feel like right now, if I was just had to decide right now to do an installation that tracked human bodies that I wasn't going to put anything on, like I'm not going to put anything on those bodies or make them hold controllers or whatever, then this is what I would use. If I was just going to say, grab a thing and do a dance, I might use Vive lighthouses. This is like on, you know, I'm in a place. I have access to all the hardware and I set it up. Then I might do Vive lighthouses. See some Unity in here. I may need one of these. Do I need one of these? Possibly. Okay. So like if I was going to do something at Museum Lab and I wanted to know about where your body was, I could do a Connect if I was a crazy person and I was in a time machine from 10 years ago. I could do a like wands that you hold that were tracked by Vive or some other kind of computer vision. I could do this and try to track your dang skeleton. I don't think that SDK was very expensive. That CubeMOS SDK. Real success in the real world. That's awesome because I live in the real world. A lot of 3D scanning, I'm sure. Naked. Yeah, the skeletal tracking is pretty dang cool. If it's any good. Kind of don't feel great about buying. Yeah, volumetric's also cool. Facial recognition. Facial auth, even. Well, what do we think about you, CubeMOS? They enable trust in a digital world. This doesn't seem like the right site. Well, maybe this is just another thing they do. I'm glad they enable trust in a... Okay. These people all have skeletons, so that's good. My friend is here if I have any questions, Christina. She's probably a robot. How good is this, though? 5 people. Well, this implies that I don't need. Implies I just need a camera. The Framos depth camera. Wait, there's a D45E. I didn't even realize it. There's the whole other letter. Was that different than the Intel ones? What's cute? Sure. Very industrial looking. Okay, I don't think I want that. But I do want... I want like good examples of this, because the videos I've seen so far are not... They're like, okay, I guess... So this is the industrial version. They just seem pretty noisy. I saw this one. A LiDAR camera, L15. Oh, that's the LiDAR camera, right. I don't know how much the LiDAR camera is. Even better? I mean, this just looks laggy and slow. It doesn't look that much better than the AR kit. In fact, in some ways, the AR kit seems a little better. I know it's a hard problem. But like, you know, Kinect was 10 years ago. This doesn't seem that much better than Kinect. I'm not... What are we doing just looking at your... Not a very good demo. I mean, this was like real tracking. That person had markers. The cool LiDAR camera. Rumo play. This person is going to do a test for us. You just in your underwear? They just got the jammies on. I mean, you'd have to do... I feel like you'd have to do so much... noise reduction and filtering and like look at the that lighting situation is horrible. This is Nuit track. That looks a lot more stable, I'm gonna say. That's not great. Lost the hand. COVID discounts, 50% off. Orbeck, Lips, RealSense, Asus, and Connect. I don't know, Orbeck. Well, that's not bad. Occipital sensors. Raspberry Pi 3. So that's doing facial as well then, right? Not just skeletal, if they're opening their mouths. Make the fox emotional. Blend shapes. It's tracking eyes, eyebrows, mouth. Interesting. This runs on mobile. Probably not, right? You need a fancy camera. Well, that's kind of cool. Okay, well we got some food for thought. I feel like the real answer is just not a great way to do this at the moment. Track faces. We can get orientation with your phone. We can track faces. We get orientation with your phone. But if I want you to hold your phone and dance, it's not easy to know what's going on with your body. And if I want you to look at your phone or have someone look at you, or it's tricky. And then it's also just hard because, like, if I'm thinking the idea of this exhibit, this piece, is that I really want it to work well now while the museum's closed, and so people can use it and enjoy it, but also when the museum opens, that it becomes like something that is connected to that experience and is enhanced by that experience. So it becomes like the hub for whatever that experience is. So I've got a lot more thinking to do, but at least I feel like I have a little bit of an understanding of some of the options now. The stream was weird because we kind of did the thing an hour ago and then just spent the last hour looking at web pages. Sorry, but not that sorry. And that's what happens when they're just these like rando streams. Anyway, thank you for joining me, and I will see you tomorrow, right? Yeah, sure, bye.